Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is the brother Emma One coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Dash. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who will well and taught us this truth through the spirit. And peace and blessings to the Archimedes that's doing this work. And much love and blessings to the Archim and Arkwaf out there that believes on Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You know, that are destined for salvation, man. Peace and blessings unto you. So, I'm just going to try and keep this short. It's getting a bit late. And, you know, brother needs to get some rest after the day at the plantation. So I'm just going to get onto this straight away. So, yeah, man, this Stacey Abrams, this wicked coon, you know, in Babylon, man, is talking some craziness, man. All right. So here it says Stacey Abrams, who is running for a governor's spot. I can't remember what state. But we can get into that. That's not really important. It says Stacey Abrams suggests having an abortion as solution to inflation, economic realities of having a child. Now, that's some wickedness, man. And you can tell right now, just looking at her, that she's one of these new age, one of these new wave feminists, man. All right. So it says Abrams argued on MSNBC that abortion is an economic issue. And you know those words are coming out of her mouth, but they're not coming out of her mind, man. She's just an agent, man. A shill, you know, doing the will of her masters, man. Right, like a lot of these sellouts of our people, man. So it says Democratic Georgia gubernatorial candidate, just meaning that word just means relating to governor, right? Stacey Abrams was criticized on Wednesday after suggesting that having an abortion could be a solution to high inflation, and claiming that having children is why people are worried about the price of gas and groceries. Well, look, if society was run correctly, people wouldn't have to worry about the price of gas and groceries in the first place, man. The Lord told Israelites to, to multiply, man. All right, we're supposed to spread our seeds, man. All right, but we're gonna get into scriptures anyway. But you know, that's wickedness, man. And she's basically working, you know, advertising Planned Parenthood, man. The same Planned Parenthood that the founder of, Margaret Sanger, or one of the founders of, you know, wanted to annihilate our people, man. You know, I believe she calls us weeds and cockroaches, man. You know, affiliated with the KKK. And this woman is basically helping their cause, man. And the Lord, the Most High, is going to destroy her, man. Unless she repents, he's gonna destroy her. So she says, right now we are walking away so often from the real issues that people care about. Abortion is an economic issue. It's been reduced to this idea of a culture war. But for women in Georgia, yes, Georgia, she wants to be a governor for. This is very much a question of whether they're going to end up in poverty in the next 5 years, because women who are forced to carry unwanted pregnancies end up within poverty. They're 4 times more likely to be impoverished in 5 years, Abrams told the host of MSNBC's Morning Joe. So she says, let's be clear, having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so these are, it's important for us to have both, and conversations We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, Abrams said. She's just a black woman, man. I can't stand these women, man. These black women are just... And I'm going to call her a black woman because she's devoid of light, man. They're just the lapdog of Esau, man. And have been for some time, man. And that's not all of them, all right? You know, if it don't apply, let it fly, man. That pertains to the ones that are. Ted Cruz says, despicable. I can't believe this needs to be said, but ending a human life is not the solution for inflation. Of course it isn't. I mean, how can she look herself in the mirror, man? And then, to top it all off, I nearly forgot. She visits this Negro's... Where is he? I'm sure there's a picture somewhere. Anyway, she visits Creflo Dollar's church, man. And this isn't a, you know, this site here isn't a, what you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? It's not your standard website, you know, for this type of news, man. This is clearly against. But yeah, man, she visits Creflo Dollar's church, man, and this guy is endorsing her, man, telling the congregation that they must be voting for her, man. So let's see where it says. So like here. Right, so this is what he says when he spots her on stage, man. I'm sorry, he's on the stage and he spots her in the congregation. So like here. He says, I just want to say this because I want to see how I want to see how it sounds. Governor Stacey Abrams just walked in, Creflo said. So you already know what to do, right? Meaning, you know, he wants you to vote for him, man, because he's just another sellout coon as well. You know, a wicked demon, you know, a false prophet. It says, how many of you have already done it? Wow, it's big time. Make it happen. Do what you got to do. So let's see if I can just play this clip.
Thank you so much for being here. Right before you take your seat, I just want to say this because I want to see how it sounds. Governor Stacey Abrams just walked in. So you already know what to do, right? How many of you have already done it? That's big time. Make it happen. Do what you got to do, and we're honored to have you here with us this morning. Amen.
So these fucking idiot Christians, and you know, select it for the strong language, but it's, you know, that's how they're just fucking idiots, man. They'll sit in there commending this witch, right? This devil, and this other devil on stage, right? In cahoots, man. Like he didn't know she was gonna be there. Well, he just spotted her out of the thousands of hundreds of people that's in this congregation. He knew she was gonna be there, man. It's just a setup, man. Anyway, enough talking, man. I need to get some scriptures because these demons, man, are going against the Most High, and they're claiming to be Christians, man. You know, this woman's advocating for the death because who kills, who unalives under unborn the most in Babylon, man? It's the so-called black woman. All right, so she's advocating for the deaths, the multitude of deaths of her own people, man. Anyway, let's get into the scriptures, man. And I want to get this one first, actually. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, Sirach 25:13 says, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman." Now she's wicked, man. She's ultra wicked. You think um you think you know, unaliving the unborn is the key to helping the economy? How about these women learn, to actually engage with men properly and stop getting unnecessarily pregnant when they're not even looking to have children? And how about that? They're quick to run to that easy option, all the other options under the sun, instead of learning how to be modest, man. There's talks about that in Sirach as well. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, same in chapter 25 and 24. It says, "Of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we will die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather brood." Because they got too much liberties, man. She shouldn't even be running for governor. That's the straight skinny of that, man. She shouldn't even be running for governor. That's not a position that a woman should be. A position should be at home with children, taking care of the household. That's it, according to the scriptures, man. All right, but they got too much liberties, man. And I just wanted to get something else pertaining to that as well. Where is it now? Pretty sure it's here in 26. Yeah. So Ecclesiasticus 26 and 9, it says, "The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids." And you look at our women today, man. Fake eyelashes, fake hair, bare makeup, wearing next to nothing, covered in tattoos, just looking like whores, man. And once again, I'll say this: that's not all of our women, man, but it's far too many. That is the common thing in these young women, and I'm not just talking about the so-called black women, man. The Native American women, the Hispanic women, all of our women of our nation are acting like this, man. Verse 10 says, "If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." And like I said previously in the previous scripture, they got too much liberties, man. Too much freedom. And that's the truth. It sounds, in this modern world, it sounds harsh, but that's the truth. Look, it's that freedom that they've got has done nothing to forward society, man. All it's done is create fatherless children, or women that can't, or effeminate men who are raising boys, you know, and a whore mentality. If you could see, if you look at some of these women on social media websites, the way they're dressing, and then you got dumb other women in the comments. You obviously got thirsty men in the comments, big and gassing them up, and then you got women in the comments gassing them up as well, man. These same women that gassing up, they're not dressing like that either. So you're encouraging a behavior that you're not even involved in. It's just dumb. So it's to keep your daughter in. It says keep her in straitly, man, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's what they'll do. If you don't, that's what women do. You give them too much of this freedom, man. Too much of this liberty, and they just go over the top with it, man. Free spirited, hot girl summers and all this trash talk. Verse 12 says, "She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveller when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her." Meaning what? She's going to deal with, too many men. All right? She's going to be too loose with herself, man. It says, "By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow." I ain't got to explain that, man. You can understand what that means, man. And that is why these women are getting into these situations where they have to feel that where they feel as though they have to be taking the Plan B in the morning after pill, or if that's not the same thing, abortions and all this crap. That's not how it's supposed to work, man. The Lord created uh, sexual intercourse for recreation, for creation, man, for procreation, in order to have children, man. So Psalms 127:3 says, "Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward." Listen, this is all for the purposes of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. We, as a nation of people, are the Lord's heritage, man. We ain't got no business deciding, you know, who is to be born and who is not to be born. And that's Esau as brought this about, man. If Esau didn't give them the way to do that, these women would be out here being more careful. It's too easy for them. You can blame the men all you want, but at the end of the day, the women in this day and age control who they lay down with. All right, so there ain't no, you can't be heaping the blame on the men for this. All right. Psalms 139 and 13 says, "For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb." Right? The Lord, right? It says, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Right? That's what's that? That's bigging up the whole process of creation, man. It's not a simple, to us it might be a simple thing, but the Lord has done, that's a special thing, man. It's a special thing. It says, "Marvelous are thy works." Let me read that again. For I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. All right, wonderfully made, man. What was I looking for? Job 31:15 says, Did not he that made me in the womb make him? So what's this? Why am I reading this? Because it's telling you that although the Lord has given us the ways to do this, He's still, we're in the womb, is still His creation. Imagine how pissed the Most High is, man. All right, watching his heritage being destroyed in this manner, and this devil woman promoting it and using all sorts of dumb excuses why it should be done. He says, "Did not one fashion us in the womb?" Yeah, man. Yes. Psalms 22. And I'll start at 9. It says, "But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my power from my mother's belly." The scriptures talk about the Lord knowing us from the womb, man. Where is that one again? Um, right, hold on. Yeah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah 5, 1 and 5. So like Jeremiah 1 and 5 says, before I formed thee in the belly, the Lord said, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Now, in that in that verse there, look, the elect aren't getting, unalived in the womb, man, because the elect are sanctified and ordained, right? So they're going to be born. They're going to do what they're supposed to do. They're going to be a prophet unto the nations, as it says. But it's telling you what, man. The Lord forms all, right? He forms the light. He creates darkness. He makes peace. He makes evil. He does all these things, man. I'm running out of time here, son, but I want to get on Creflo, man. I want to get on that Negro Creflo, man. That wicked Negro, man. That Negro that's got like a, I don't know, $7 million house, or probably more than that. One of them super mansions, man. Got to get on him, man. For having her in that church, right, and endorsing her as for governor, and encouraging his congregation to vote for her, man. He's endorsing her actions, man. Endorsing her manifesto, right, which is to what? Increase the amount of abortions, man. She's a sellout, man. Like I said before, those words are coming out the mouth of her handlers, man, her owners. She's got owners. Right, Titus 1:7 says, for a bishop must be blameless as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre. And that's the majority, if not all of these pastors that are running these super churches, man. All right, using jets to fly around the earth, $1 million mansions, man. The scriptures say the meek shall inherit the earth, man. They've had their consolation, man. All right. It says, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine to both exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Is Creflo holding fast, man? Are any of them holding fast? No, they go completely against the scriptures, man. He's endorsing like a woman to be a governor. That's going off for starters, man. And that's woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, man. All right, we don't get involved in this voting fuckery. All right, sound doctrine, man. They're all about prosperity, man. They're not looking to leave Babylon, man. They want to dwell there till their dying days, man. Grow old with riches, man. All right, and that's what they're not. He should be up in there teaching them about the MOTB, World War III, Jacob's trouble, all of this stuff that's coming. They're acting like nothing's coming, man. They're leading. It's the blind leading the blind, man. He's leading his congregation to destruction. It says, verse 10 says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses. That's what I was just talking about. Teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Right? For filthy, it's all for money, man. It's all for money. All for money. Where's that one about? Is it? Let's see if I can find it. 1 second. In fact, hold on. Let me read this because this is actually a good point. Matthew 24:36 says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So Yahushua doesn't even know the day of his return, man. He says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right, and that goes for IUIC as well, man, because they're going on like, we're just eating and drinking and marrying and all this stuff, man, just like the Christian churches, yeah. So that's Creflo's teaching, man. He's teaching these people to they're not even thinking about the end. They're not even thinking about the end, man. So, Mark 8:36 says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Right? And in fact, let me read up. For verse 35 I read from, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? All right, so these guys, these sellouts, man, these Christian sellouts, man. Imagine they've given up their souls, man, for riches on this earth, and riches that aren't comparable to the kingdom, man. Verse 38 says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. You know? So yeah, man, look. This was going to be a quick one, but yeah, it's getting to the half-hour mark and I need to hit the sack. So look, man. Yeah, so, more sellout demons getting exposed, man. But that Creflo's been exposed from a long time already, man. But it's this world is ready to fall, man. And now we're really beginning to see the separation of the demons of our people, man, and the ones that are starting to, have their eyes opened. We all know about Ye and Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying they're prophets or anything like that, but clearly something is being awakened in them for whatever purpose, and it's all down to the Most High, man. No, they're just vessels for the truth to come out. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna close out and give all the praise and all glory to Yahweh Shem Shai Hashem Dash, and yeah, Lord, when it was edifying, I say shalom to the next one. Shalom.